Tim again on the floor of EGX, and I'm here seeing Schrodinger's Cat and the Raiders of the Lost Quark, which may be the best name of a game at the show, possibly. I'm still checking on that one, but it's the best one I've found so far.
I haven't made the rounds yet, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Also, can you just introduce yourself to our audience as well?
Sure. My name is Kevin Beamers. I run Italic Pig. We're a studio based in Northern Ireland, and I've been working on this for the past year and a half. It's finally come to fruition. It's been launched on Steam a few days ago, and everybody's loving it. What can I say?
Okay, so it's available now and stuff like that?
Yes.
Have you got any data back on sort of initial sales and stuff? Or is that
I don't have, you know what? I launched it, and then I went to sleep, and then I woke up here, and I haven't done anything since. So I haven't got a clue how things are going in the background, but I know the guys at Team 17 are taking care of all of the stuff in my apps.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about being under their umbrella and kind of, under their arm and then helping out. Has that been a good experience for you?
The Team 17 folk have been truly fantastic getting through all this. I mean, there's all these things that when you're an indie, I mean, how many indies actually think about a marketing budget, a QA budget, testing, usability, even localization sometimes? I mean, there's a load of dialogue in my game, and it's been now translated into 6 different languages.
That's something that they made that process much easier for you.
They've got their people. They've done it before with everybody they know. It saved me the process of having to go through any kind of a vetting process, if you know what I mean. And it was basically, I was quite happy to leave things like that in their capable hands, but at no time did I ever felt I lost control of the project. They CC'd me in on everything. They asked me about my opinions on everything, and I've retained the rights to my own property. So in terms of publishing, they have done more than their share to deserve
basically
whatever it is
a no-lose situation for you. Basically.
Yeah, absolutely. It has been 100% good as far as I'm concerned.
And in my experience, that seems like a good thing for most indie gamers, game developers rather, because most game developers just want to develop games. They don't want to do the marketing and the business side of things as much, and it's not necessarily their area of expertise.
No, I think quite, like, I probably, if I could have finished the game comfortably and then thrown myself into marketing and then thrown myself into promotion and done each of those things individually, yeah, maybe. Yeah. But the fact that there are other people who do that stuff a lot better than me, who already had the contacts, who already had the connections and the spiel, then.
But it basically empowers game developers to spend more time developing games, which is a great thing.
That's what they said. They said, you concentrate on the game, we'll take care of everything else, we'll keep you informed, and anything you don't like, we'll turn off right away. But at this point, there's been nothing that I haven't liked, so it's been a great experience all around. Yeah.
Okay, and so how would you describe the game in the kind of elevator pitch format? Is it I would go physics-based, well, not physics-based,
but physics like Angry Birds is physics.
It's not, but it's physics as in the science of physics kind of thing, rather than the actual physics-based puzzle type thing. But a physics-based puzzle platformer, is that a fair assessment?
I think so. I've been saying as a tagline of sorts, you don't need a degree to play it, but it definitely helps. Obviously, Schrodinger's Cat stems from the cornerstone metaphor of quantum physics.
Yep.
All of the characters and a lot of the mechanics in the game also come from actual physics. So it's you're collecting quarks, you're going up against bosons, the leptons, bosons, gluons, and the leptons. The antiquarks show up. There's lots of silly physics puns all the way through it, and it's all in all, I wanted to make something that would inspire non-physicists to maybe give it a go, and to give actual physicists something to rally behind.
Okay.
Because quite honestly, any sort of imagery you've ever seen of Schrodinger's Cat online, most of the time it is so lackluster. It is
and boring. Basically.
It's boring. Yeah, it's either riddled with equations going, isn't this cool, or it's something like somebody's photoshopped a picture of a cat onto a picture of a box and said that's good enough, to get the point across. It's not inspiring, and I wanted to make something. I wanted to make an action hero with a bit of wisecracking and a bit of silly physics. Something that was as visually appealing to people who don't understand how cerebrally appealing quantum physics can be.
Okay, cool. I think I'm your sort of target audience in that case then, because
Good.
some of the jokes did go over my head, but I kind of felt compelled to learn more, so I got more of the jokes.
I like to call that 99th percentile humor.
Yeah.
It's a type of humor that makes people say, I know there was a joke there because it was set up and that was a punchline. I don't get it. Maybe when I'm done here, I'm going to go on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And you might learn something. You know?
But I think the craft in doing that well and how that's come across well in your game is the fact that you don't make me feel stupid in doing so. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
Like,
Well, quite honestly, at this event, you get people from everywhere.
Yeah.
You get some who come up and they got their arms crossed and they're like, what makes you think you deserve to have my cat in your game, right? And then you get other people who are like, so what is this game about? A cat? And they've never heard of it before.
Never heard of the
So
whole thing, basically.
I get to pitch on all different levels, and sometimes it's really great taking an 8-year-old and saying, well, you know, it's a bit like a coin, where if you have one side of its heads and the other side of its tails, you give it a flip while it's under your hand. It's both heads and tails until it collapses into a universe. And the kid's like, no, but that's not true. And at the end, you kind of go, you can take the coin with you. Yeah. And it's like I've given them a token to
that was a really good
physics.
idea of yours, by the way.
Yes, I don't know if you can see that, but that's a Schrodinger's cat is alive on one side, and Schrodinger's cat is dead on the other.
You gave me one yesterday, and I've used it to make all my major life decisions since.
That's good.
So yeah.
Has anybody died in the process?
No, fortunately.
No,
so we're
I
okay.
noticed you have a different cameraman.
Oh well, yeah, that might. Cameramen are expendable. That's fine. But yeah, cool. Well, so let's get a bit more into the game as well, because we didn't actually talk about the gameplay and how that is. I have to say that I really love the art style. I like the kind of purple cat is possibly a odd choice, but it's a really kind of hard line, and you've got the t-shirt here as well between the sort of dark and light side of him, but it really works as an art style. I really like it.
Symbolism all the way through it. I mean, one of my favorite things about him is his the paws. He's got a two-fingered paw that when he smacks something, theoretically, if he was to hit something, it would leave an O with an umlaut print, which is one of the sort of key bits of equations. So that sort of symbolism runs all the way through it. There's the way the game works is with the quarks. You're collecting different things and combining them in different ways to use the properties. So there's a lemming style element to it, and then there's just this crazy world that you run around in. And I think the idea of the purple cat came from, I want you from the beginning to understand that you're not on Earth anymore.
On Earth, and it's not a normal
So
world.
there's bubbles in the background, and there's slime, and there's weird stuff on the ground, and even little disorienting things like the very first thing you do in the game is run behind a sign instead of in front of it, and it's like you lose your character. It's like, oh, okay, no, I'm still there, good, yeah.
And I had to say, one of the other things that really impressed me as well was the voice acting, and that seems like a really top quality kind of production in that sort of sense.
All the voices in the game were done by a fellow named AJ Lacasio, who you'd recognize from Back to the Future, the game.
Right, okay.
He did the voice of Marty McFly, and I previously worked with the Telltale guys on my previous release, which was Hector, Badge of Carnage, right? And so they hooked me up with AJ, and AJ was more than accommodating. He gave me the character I wanted, which was Marty McFly meets Guybrush Threepwood. And then from that point on, he said, you know what, I want to do other voices besides Marty and kind of show off my wealth of character knowledge. So there's like a quinquavigantillion characters running around in here, and he's done them all. He's done the gruff army sergeant, he's done the old man at the gate, he's done the guy, the teenager that doesn't want to work, and all kinds of stuff like that. And like a phenomenal job. Every take was good. Cool. So anybody who needs any other sort of indie voice work done, definitely call on this guy, AJ Lacasio. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it comes out really well in the game as well. And I think there's something that I kind of really like about the puzzle elements that you've got and stuff like that as well. And the presentation of the game overall, I think it's a really cute game and really well done. As I say, it's got the sort of the physics-based jokes for the people that really do understand what's going on. And you said that there was some of the sort of level design that you put into it, and some of the jokes that you put in won't necessarily come out so much that you've had to kind of highlight them to people people, because otherwise they might not appreciate some of the work that you've done in it, basically.
Yeah.
I think you were saying the last level actually has the full equation of the Schrodinger's cat equation in it.
You'd never zoom out far enough to see it, but it is the time-independent Schrodinger equation, the shape of the level that you're running through. But all that stuff just feeds into it a little bit more, and if anybody finds Easter eggs, even better.
Nice.
Yeah.
And is there any plans for sort of, are you talking about post-release content yet, or you just got this out the door and so you're kind
I
of...
just released it. Can I have a day off?
Yeah, okay, all right, fine.
But yeah, lots of things in the works. I'd love to do a sequel.
Yeah.
We've got plans for that already. But right now I'm just sort of reveling in the success of this one.
Cool. You're going to have to come up, if you do a sequel, you're going to have to come up with a subtitle that's as good as that one, though. That's
I can spill it out to you right now. Schrodinger's cat and the irresistible force.
Ooh, nice,
It's going to be about gravity.
Well, we look forward to seeing that as well.
All
People
right.
can go get their hands on Schrodinger's cat and Raiders of the Lost Quark on Steam right now.
Excellent.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Oh.